Apologies. I don't know why it cut out. Oh, that was so silly. I don't even know where I was. Thank you. Everyone say thank you. I don't know why it cut out, but it cut out. So yeah, no, late stage capitalism. Anyway, yeah, that's for those of you that are just turning into this one and weren't on the other one. I was in the middle of a conversation about the Big Four pattern company and their parent company selling them to a liquidator, and the worries and the fears that like brings up. And I don't know why the stream cut out. I really don't. It's very confusing. So, yep. Yeah, I don't know why. Very weird. But we're here. We're here, and that is all that really matters. So, yes. I'm gonna work on cleaning off my desk. Okay. Anyway, to finish up that conversation, I think not that I didn't completely lose my train of thought because this happened. I think that with the Big Four disappearing and the way that it signals a it's a little sad, it's a little frustrating, it's a little worrisome, but when it comes to cosplay, I think that and costuming and like creative arts, I think we're about to see a level of creativity that we have not witnessed in a very long time. And we are going to see people become so incredibly creative and resourceful in craft, in art, in the creation of things, in the creation of the way that we enjoy the world around us. We are about to see some immense creativity. At least that's my hopeful side of things. So, yeah. I'm so sorry that this is being silly. I'm so sorry that the stream cut out and totally derailed the conversation. I probably was going in a different direction before that happened, but I'm glad you're here. So I gotta get this all reset so I can work on doing some sewing. Okay. Hello. Hello, Respite. So what I'm doing right now is I am applying, hello? There we go. I'm applying the interfacing to the yoke of the waistband. Ooh, I did this wrong. This is why it is important to double check. What side the interfacing glue is on. It is fine. We shall persevere. Anyway, I'm attaching the interfacing to the yoke. And I'm going to do that. And when I'm doing that, I am going to sew up I'm going to iron in and sew up the darts for the skirt panels. At least I didn't get adhesive on my iron. That's annoying to clean off. Hello? Okay. Daru, welcome back. Glad we're all back. I am trying to figure out how I can make this thread work? Because it doesn't seem to want to. Maybe this will work. You know what? I'm starting to think that that's the reason. I am. I was just like, oh, this is a coincidence. Did I say a word that was too unfriendly for the sensors and it shut off my stream? I don't know. Because if I look in the analytics, it says it's public, there's no restrictions, and it's still uploading, so we'll see. No, and the problem is, I don't even remember what I was like, so capital, huh? Yeah, you know, private equity, man. But yeah, no, so I think like I am worried for more of like the smaller like indie pattern manufacturer or pattern producers, pattern designers that utilized the same print shops that Simplicity's creative group owns and runs. I don't even know if what was I saying? I think I'm more worried for them than anything else. I mean, obviously anybody that has like a job that they're going to be losing for sure, but I think like for them, they're like how they operate their business and like their margins are pretty small too. It's just I don't even know if that's a healthy obsession to have. Anyway, I don't think people should censor themselves too much for advertisers either. I mean, here's the thing. I don't have enough of a following or view count on any platform right now, at least, to be monetized, so I'm not too concerned about the monetization side of it. I mean, like, of course, like, I don't want, to get banned or anything. So, trying to be... Oh, obsession being this... Oh, as in, like, oh, right. The Roman Empire thing. Yeah, it's... yeah, like, it... I agree. I think... Will this work? Or is it being stupid? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure. I apologize. I'm trying to make sure the thread setup that I have is actually working. One thing is that I feel an ick by the whole self-censoring stuff with unaliving and so on. I always wondered as a kid what it would be like to live in a dictatorship where one is persuaded to self-censor. Yeah, you know, it's wild. It is. It's, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's wild, and it is to appease not necessarily like a single individual person, but a algorithm, a computer. Like, yeah, absolutely, we're like self-censoring for the sake of like in essence for the sake of like advertisers and their dollars, you know, but it is troublesome, yeah. Like, you know what, I think, okay, so I don't know, I don't know how like growing up and like conversation around like swear words is dealt with like anywhere other than necessarily my family. Because like, okay, so within like you know, within the specifically like when I was growing up, you know, the swearing in was not something that like was, you know, allowed. I'll say allowed. Swearing was something that wasn't even allowed. Wasn't allowed. And not that I necessarily knew like a whole ton of swear words when I was a kid, but like I did know, because people would use them all the time, what we called like veggie swear words, which is basically like the non-swear version of the word. Like instead of, you know, like instead of shit, crap, instead of like, you know, like that kind of thing, like the less, like they were still like, they were just like the replacements for like whatever swear word, you know. And I always found that like kind of a way, it was funny because it, when we get into like the self-censorship on TikTok, like, or on Instagram or YouTube, like wherever the like the platform is like censoring words, I'm like reminded of like, you know, this time where, or like the Disney, like, you know, like the Disney kind of swear, like that kind of like where it's like, oh, they didn't say a bad word, but they kind of said a bad word. Like you know what they meant to say, like what bad word could they have said? What rude word could they have said? And like that's kind of like what's happening with the self-censorship for these words that the algorithm has deemed bad. It's not just like the standard, you know, swear words which were deemed rude by society. It is these words that should be relatively like within their appropriate context, they are just fine words. They're absolutely okay. I don't swear usually because I fear his wrath, but still sometimes it's something that is necessary. If you don't swear, it's akin to omission. Nowadays, people self-censor words that aren't swear words. Yeah, and that's even the word censorship. Yeah, and well, that's my point. That I think that's like the point. Like I'm getting to is like it's okay to not swear. Like that's okay. That's fine. But like when you were like, but the action like within like the group that I grew up in with the like replacing like the popular cultural phrasing of like where normal people would use a swear word, replacing it with like a a different word, like you know, it that is what, like, the censorship of people, you know, like replacing words like what you said, kill, arrest, torture, dictatorship, with things like unalive, and, you know, like mouthing the word, or like not, like that is so very like that is like similar to like what I remember seeing like when I was growing up, of like what people would do with like words that like yeah, they're rude, but in the words of one of my mother's friend, or one of my friend's mothers, they're rude, but they're not taking the Lord's name in vain. Like, it's rude, and you probably shouldn't say it because like it's rude for the people around you, but you're not committing a sin by saying the rude word. Not as if not not like you would be committing a sin if you said the Lord's name in vain. That kind of that was like the rationale for like she explained that's her rationale for the words. But like it'd be like the replacing those words with like, you know. Yeah. Well, I'm not wanting to get like fully caught up in the weeds on like the swear words. I'm not. Like that's not the point. That was just like an example, like the example. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like it's I think about yeah, I just think of, there's a lot. Okay, should I add the gathering stitches? I don't know how a gathering stitch is gonna work on this. I should probably just do the gathering stitch by, I'm gonna do the gathering stitch by hand. I think that's just gonna be safer because I don't know how that's gonna work. So this is one piece. On to the next. They come for that first. Yeah, I don't care much about the swearing, but they come for that first. In the 2010s, there was so much. Oh, there was so much swearing on the internet. And like yeah, it's different. It's just different. But yeah, no. Back to the pattern. The pattern companies. And my hopes in all of this, my hopes, the positive, the light, I'm hoping I have to have, otherwise I will crumble up into a ball. And it's sunny today, so I'm feeling pretty positive. I have a feeling that, especially in like the sphere of like cosplay and people that are truly like artists, that there is going to be a renaissance, a true renaissance of creativity. Like there are, like, we're already in like that. I feel as though we're already in those beginning stage where like we have like so many people that are like getting back into different creative art spheres and trying to grab hold of and learn techniques and things that are slowly starting to get lost or have been getting lost. You have people that are showing renewed interest in those things, and I think that it's going to lead to a lot of creativity in that. Okay, over Aquamarine Rhino, hello. I think for important topics, they have to use different words or add in symbols to make it harder for the algorithm to detect. Yes. I guess that wasn't a sentence. But just the fact that people have to censor certain words on the internet is ironic. Have you seen the woman who crochets anime cosplays, and she did the video game character with the wig chainmail? I've seen her work. I don't think I've seen that exact cosplay, but I've seen a lot of her work, and I think she is so incredibly impressive. Um, I I I am so impressed by like everybody that like crochets cosplay, um, like costumes, and the people that make like the yarn wigs that like look so incredibly like accurate. There was a girl that did like a Marie Antoinette cosplay that she crocheted. Stunning. I think that might have been the same person, but I do not recall. Um, Absolutely stunning. No, that was a different person. That was a completely different person. Both, but I have seen the one with the wings. So cool. Like everyone that does it, I am so incredibly impressed by. I am in awe of. They're all so cool. I think the act of the consumption of people of the same species is already a censored word. The act of consuming members of the same species. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I believe that is already a censored word. Did I do that right? I don't think I did that right. Did I? I do. I get your drift. I get it. I get it. Clearly, I don't get this pattern. What did I do wrong? Oh. That is, like, actually, like, so wrong. That there's there's nothing right about what I did. Everything I did there was wrong. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, what's happening in LA right now with the run on, like, it is absolutely every single time that there is an event like is happening where people are expressing, just like they are expressing their frustrations and demonstrating peacefully or otherwise, but peacefully. When that peaceful demonstration is met with excessive force, it does not de-escalate a situation. It only makes the situation worse. And I will never understand how people don't get that. I think I'm to be frank, I'm fairly certain that it is actually entirely the point to I did this one wrong, which means I did the other one wrong. It's fine. Figure it out. It's entirely the point. You know, it's entirely the point to make the situation just so untenable, that they want people to be so incredibly afraid of speaking out that they don't. If I put... you know, they're showing the excess use of force and violence to stamp out people that are actively demonstrating their right to speak on the issues that are facing this country in any way. And now it is the raids that are happening in LA and cities across the country. Back in 2020, same presidency, it was the Black Lives Matters protests. During with the last presidency, it was a protest against the Israeli occupation of Palestine. Like, you have so many things each year of these 2020s, right, where the people have showed out and have talked openly about these issues, and we are being met with excessive force. We the people who are speaking up, in not just our country, but in many other countries across the world. And it's not a like, when you have people who are peacefully protesting peacefully, even not peacefully, but let's say peacefully, there is no inciting of violence, there's nothing, they are just expressing their opinion, and you meet them with riot gear. You meet them with armored cars. You meet them with shows of intimidation. Like, that is not a good look. Like, it's not a productive look. And I need this to be said, that I am so incredibly proud of the members of the communities that have stood up and showed out in the face of everything. Putting themselves in the path to be on the right side of history. Showing that they care about members of their community. Like you, and we have witnessed it. Progression after progression after progression, where people have showed up to peacefully protest, and each peaceful protest, they are met with more and more and more levels of escalation when it comes to the different members of law enforcement or branches of the military. And yeah, and there's no way. there's nothing, absolutely nothing, right, that is going to there's no way that anybody who has taken part in following their orders, when it comes to the tale that history will tell and the court of historical record, the declaration that I was just following orders is not going to hold up. It's not, because when faced with the question of are you human or are you machine? Machines just follow orders. Machines just follow orders. The thing that makes us human is our ability to choose. Let's get for every, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I have studied the Bible for a lot of my life, right? I'm gonna just talk directly from my own experience, talking to other people that are Christian. Okay. From that lived experience, and forgive anybody that's watching that isn't religious. Forgive me for getting in the weeds a little bit, but when it comes to the Christians that are standing by literally anything that has ever come out of the Orange Man's mouth, I keep coming back to this concept of what makes us human and what makes us not. The fact that in the Bible, our belief on the beginning of human existence, right, from the biblical, the book, as is just read just straight from the word, the thing that made us human, the thing that makes us different than angels or other heavenly beings and God himself, right, is that we have the ability to choose, and the choice that we made, and that we were made in God's image, right? So we were made in God's image, and the choice, from the creation story in Genesis, right? We were made from the dust, and we were made in God's image, and then we were put in the garden, and we got a choice. We were presented with a choice, and Adam and Eve chose. They made a choice, and the rest of our existence on this planet has been shaped by that choice. And the choices that we make every single day, the choices that we make shape our lives, and they shape our stories, and they shape the stories of the people around us. Just like how, because of Adam and Eve's choices, we don't live in this perfect garden where we don't have to worry about the clothing that we're wearing, where we don't have to worry about the food around us, where we don't have to worry about where we're sleeping or the animals that are around us, where everything is peaceful and wonderful and good and great. And the reason we're not in that is because of a choice that I didn't make. I didn't make that choice. You didn't make that choice. None of us made those choices, but they made those choices, and their choices impacted all of us. The choices that we make impact the people around us to a degree that we may never, ever know. We may never, ever witness. We may never, ever see. But right now, here, what we are witnessing, what we are seeing with our eyes, are the actual, tangible impacts and consequences of the choices that have been made repeatedly and systematically from some place, for some people, from a place of ignorance, from a place of just pure, like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm just doing, what everyone else around me is doing, from a place of complacence. From other people, from a full place of knowledge, from a full place of hatred, from a full place of not caring. But at the same time, we are also seeing the impacts and the impact of the choices that other people are making. These choices of people to care about their community, to speak up for the different, in the different ways that they are capable of speaking up. The choice of me coming on my small little platform and talking like this. The choice of you for watching this video. The consequences and the outcomes of our choices, whether positive or negative, because I know that consequence has a very negative connotation, but really a consequence is just the aftermath of the action. It is the outcome of the action, the results of the action. I'm very passionate about this, and it truly is something that just makes me so incredibly angry, that anybody who has studied the same scriptures that I have studied, who has sat in similar or the same pews that I have sat in, who has prayed, during the same times that I have prayed, who is praying to the same God I am praying to, how anybody who is in those circumstances can harbor hate in their heart. I don't understand it. I don't. And I do not understand how anybody that doesn't harbor hate in their heart and has still voted the way that they have voted, and this is a consequence of those votes, how they can sleep at night. I don't. I barely sleep at night, and I know with my full conscience that I have done nearly everything that is physically in my ability to do. I voted to care for my community. I talk about it quite a lot. I surround myself with people who also care for our communities, and we talk about it a lot. That is a, I don't know. But we also act on those talking points, We care for our community, not just our physical community that's around us, but our international community too. And it breaks my heart. It does. It breaks my heart because I know logically that not everybody is like me. An unfortunate fact I must accept. But there are so many people who desperately want to be seen as good people, but when faced with the negative consequences of their actions, want to shirk the responsibility that they have in those consequences by the choices that were made. Sometimes I can't control my tone, or I don't necessarily realize, as I'm saying things, that my tone can come across potentially a bit harsh, especially when I am passionate about something or I'm surprised or shocked. My tone can come across a lot harsher than I necessarily intend it to. So there are a lot of times where I need to catch myself and own the fact that my tone did not come across the way that I intended, or that necessarily the words that I used were not necessarily the words that were best fit, because my my mouth went a little bit faster than my brain necessarily wanted, or my brain was going faster than my mouth. Either way, owning those mistakes and acknowledging the impact that those mistakes have on the other people around me is something that over the course of my life in many different ways I have had to be reminded of, and I have had to learn how to take responsibility for that. And that is something that I have to do. I have to take ownership of the way in which I have potentially hurt someone by the involuntary responses to things without making excuses. If someone is made to feel badly about how they react to the way that something that I've done hurts them, when I am apologizing for the way that I hurt them, that I'm apologizing wrong. Right? And not to act like it's not like that's not, we cannot shirk the responsibility that we have from the way that we have impacted people. This is the most appropriate way to speak on this matter. This is your soul speaking. This is the exact earnestness. This is what I like so much about being your viewer. Oh, thank you. If it is the end times, you have to preach doom. It's your duty as a Christian, actually, if you ask me. I have grown up in a denomination of Christianity that has preached to the end times since its inception. Before the Civil War. Actually, and then during the Civil War, and then after the Civil War, and through the Industrial Revolution, and the throughout World War II, World War I, the 70s, it is something that the whole understanding of the end of times. But it's really appropriate. It's not silly if you ask me. No, I think the end of times as this doom, gloom, scary thing, and how it was something that I experienced, it was taught literally my whole life in the reality of doom, gloom, scary, end of times, that kind of thing, but with the ever-present sunrise or sunset, however you want to call it, the beauty that comes with hope in and amongst all of the awful, all of the terrible. Hope shining beautifully. Hope shining brightly. Yeah. But in that, it does not change the fact that watching people be in pain, be hurt, is hard. And it's not fun. And it's not comforting. It's the bright and beautiful. It warms the heart. It's the most earnest way to see those folks, those ordinary people stand up. Absolutely. The people being hurt, the people being wronged, the people being like, though, that's the dark. The hope, the bright, the beautiful, that is the people who are standing up. The people who are going out and are, you know what, some of them, you know what, let's like, some of them, the people that are fighting for their neighbors, some of them absolutely voted for Trump, 100%. These are the people that like were voting either from a place of ignorance or a place of selfishness, but have the ability, have the spark in them to change. They absolutely have the ability to change, and their actions of standing up for the members of their community is a start. I mean, I think about them in the same way of like, you have like the very like, I mean, because Trumpism is a cult, you know, there are very, oh, it's a cardinal. Oh, what a pretty bird. Goodbye. You know, like, it's very hard to break out of a cult. It is. And maybe, hopefully, driving in the countryside this weekend, I saw a sign that said pro-American anti-orange guy. We love that. Well, it's like, okay, so like, we were driving last, like, on Sunday. Well, anyway, on Sunday we were driving to the get together for my coworkers, and we passed, or was that later that early in the week? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was driving with my my partner, and we saw this person with a Tesla, and they had put up a bunch of Honda stickers. Like, they put the Honda logo over the Tesla logo, and they put like they got decals like to make it look like it was a Honda something or other. It was so funny. It was great. Love that. You know, because like, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, you don't, like, if you're not wanting to be associated with a thing, now that the thing that you already have is associated with the other thing, you get creative. You get creative. But yeah, the bright and the beautiful are the people who are stepping out of potential comfort zones and are stepping forward and acting. And the people that are stepping out of step with the cult that they have been in. Like, I know that like there's a lot of us that want to just be incredibly mad and unforgiving and you know, like cutting everybody off that has ever voted for him ever. And I don't think that we're wrong for doing that in most cases, but I think that when we do see people who are starting to make moves that appear to be stepping out of line from what their cult leader is instructing them to do when it comes to caring for the members of their physical community around them, we need to find a way to nurture that seed of doubt and the seed of courage that is growing along with it. Doubt in their cult leader and courage in caring for their community. The courage to look beyond yourself. The courage to not be selfish. We need to be able to nurture those things, encourage the nurturing of those things without sacrificing you know, our safety and our everything else. But like, it's a it's the only way I can see us being able to get people out of those cults. You know? Yeah, it's hard. Well, thank you for being a part of this stream. I'm not really getting much sewing done. I think I have to do some math again to figure out how to make this panel work because I messed up. Luckily, I have more fabric. So I'm going to pause here, rework my math, and I'll be back here tomorrow morning. I'll be here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Make up for the fact that I didn't get to stream on Sunday. So thank you so much for being here. I'll be here tomorrow. We'll be back here doing the same thing. And we can continue to have conversations about the things that are weighing on us. We can have conversations about things that are happening in our communities around us in the world, and about crafting. And hopefully, by being able to have these conversations, we will be able to help encourage each other in our pursuit of making the world around us just a little bit brighter, just a little bit better, and just a little bit more loving. So thank you for being here. I very much appreciate Aquamarine Rhino and Taroism for being in the chat. I see that there are 4 people watching right now, so thank you so much. I will be back here tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day.